All right, folks, welcome to Travel with Leslie. I am here with ATM, aka Timothy
Richardson.
Bridgerton. Right, he is from North Carolina.
I'm on there, raised up,
Take your shirt off.
just around here just like a helicopter.
Yes. So he is here to tell us his journey. I am super excited about this. He also has a YouTube page. Now, are you monetized? I know you're over 1,000
yes,
subscribers.
yes, ma'am. I'm monetized, but yeah.
So what's your YouTube goal?
Um, to motivate people.
Got you. Okay. You're already monetized, so I don't have to tell them to go follow you.
Yeah.
But yeah, still go subscribe. Tell us about you. Let's start with just who you are. I saw that you're an electrician. You give advice on how to put things together. I love that. So tell us who Timothy is, ATM, and after that I'll get into my questions.
My name is Timothy Richardson, and I'm from Washington, originally from Washington D.C., and I moved down to North Carolina with my grandma when I was like 8. So it's like my second home. So like, it's my home too. So yeah, way of High Point, North Carolina, furniture capital of the world. So Greensboro, North Carolina. Some people know Greensboro. They don't really know the small city I used to live in, but Greensboro, North Carolina, yeah, A&T.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I went to Greensboro just to get my hair done. I was like, get me on a flight
Oh wow,
because no one, not just anyone, can put their hands on my head. So I went to Greensboro and got my locks.
right, right. You went to the Africans, didn't you?
No, she's actually American. Yeah, a Black American.
Wow,
Hmm.
okay.
And she's
Right.
a YouTuber too, so she hooked me up. I like to stay within the community. Yep,
Yeah, I know that's right.
yep. So how are you in your 30s? Because you don't seem like my average subscriber.
You hit it right on the head. 30. I'm 30. Yeah, I'm 30.
You're 30.
Yeah, I'm 30.
Wow. So you have land in Ghana, which we're going to get into. That means you bought it when you were in your 20s.
Yes, ma'am.
There's not a lot of 20-year-olds, let alone 30-year-olds doing this journey. Oh, I cannot wait for this
That's
interview.
why I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm so excited because like it's real. People wouldn't believe it unless they had it on video or pictures. So yeah, it's yeah, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Wow.
Yeah,
No
like
problem. So when did your just visiting the motherland start?
um, it started probably during COVID. I ain't gonna lie to you about COVID. I seen a lot of people going to Africa. You wanna say hey? Say hey. You gonna say hey?
What triggered you wanting to go to Africa? Because do you have family in Africa or the motherland, or you're the first?
I didn't know no, I didn't know anybody. I'm not gonna lie to you, anybody like personally. So like when I went on faith. That's why this interview so big. Cause okay, I'm a I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But um um what made me want to go to Africa is I seen a whole bunch of YouTube videos and I had questions, myself, and I just wanted them answered. Like, okay, the media is telling us this, other people are telling us this, but I have to see it for myself. So that's what
Hmm.
made me really, really do it. That's why I said I was gonna hold off on that situation because this is my first time even flying on an airplane. So like,
Okay.
before I sent you that picture, I don't know. Yeah, that first picture I sent you, that was like
Mhm.
me at the airport. Like before I even left. Like I was nervous. Uh, what else? I was feeling all type of ways. I was like, man, I don't know what's gonna feel like on the other side. I'm just trying to get everything in line. Hotel reservations, flight, making sure I'm there 2 hours early. So it was just a lot. You know, for my first time. But and then and then Bye bye. Bye bye. When I felt the turbulence on the plane, yeah. I was This my first time, and it was actually smooth after that. I swear it was like a challenge. It was like it was a test. After that, all my flights were smooth. No flight was delayed or nothing. Everything was smooth.
Mm, nice. So it sounds like you were influenced by an influencer.
Yeah, I was influenced by a couple influencers on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
good. But is it really like that?
Is it?
Is it really
According
like
to you?
that?
Is it?
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm just
So
questioning.
when you went to Ghana, Ghana was your first African country?
No, Nairobi, Kenya, and Mombasa, Kenya. Mombasa is like 6 hours, like the beach, hot, sticky, humid weather, and Nairobi is like cold and warm. Sometimes it get hot, but it's really cool.
And usually people's first African country is Ghana. So what made you choose Kenya first?
I was watching this guy on YouTube. He was out there, and he was like, "It's like America, you know, they got everything you want and need, just like in America." It really was like, even I told you, my city is the furniture capital, and they even had one of the companies from my city out there in Nairobi. That really made me really think like, wow, okay, it's a connection here. Like you be saying, it's a
Mm,
connection.
that's nice. And how was your just okay, we know the turbulence, right? Your first flight. And you're the first person in your family to return to the motherland in over 400 years since the transatlantic slave trade?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Wow. So how did you feel landing? Like what was after the turbulence and the how did you
Yeah,
feel once you landed?
I'm gonna say I felt pretty good. Like I was real happy. I was real active, walking, eating, and it was really a different experience. I don't think people experience what I experienced, and kind of, you know, it was my first time experience having to take a bath, you know, in a bucket. I don't think people experience that. Some people might be, um, what is it? They might be, whatchamacallit about that, but uh, nervous about saying it, But nah, I tried it, and when I went there, I was like, okay, you got to pay for what you want. You got to pay for what you want out here. And you want a high price hotel or whatever, you got to pay for it. I feel like Ghana is more expensive than Nairobi for some reason. Like that's
Mm.
my money stretched. Like I was like, wow, in Nairobi it's a lot of money, but in Ghana it's going fast, but it's expensive.
Yeah, the last time I looked at the conversion, I was Uber driving. I gave a ride to a Kenyan, and he
Hmm.
was saying it's 1 to 77.
What?
$1 to their 70s. Yeah, I don't know what I forgot what it's called, but that was back in 2000 when Trump first became president. His first, yeah, that was a long time ago. So I don't know now, but that's what he said. I think no, 1 to 72. So your money is stretching further in Kenya, way further than Ghana. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I love that you said you have to pay for what you want, because the first time I went to Ghana, I'm a minimalist traveler. So I've traveled everywhere as a minimalist. So I thought I could do that on the motherland too. Oh, no, 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 no. I was like, oh my gosh, you literally get what you paid for. So if you're expecting the same level of like the states in the motherland in Ghana and Kenya, no, you have to pay for luxury. Like what we're used to as an everyday thing, like water coming out, so we can
Yeah.
take a bath or a shower. That's
Ex-
not a regular thing. Like a
mm,
constant, I'll say constant. That's not a constant thing.
yeah. And the reason why I say you have to spend different amounts of money for what you want is I've experienced the low end of like everything, like the housing situation, and yeah, you know, you don't want to be. You want to be in a nice situation. You can go swimming. You can just get something to eat. Something that's, just easy to get to. You ain't got to go too far. Like when I was in Kenya, I could just go right around the corner, grab any type of fruit, like 30 seconds walking away. And in Ghana, it's like that too, but it's really crowded in Ghana. That's what I'm gonna say too. It's crowded.
So when did you go to Ghana?
Uh, if I recall, I think it was November 2023. Yeah.
So you were there for dirty December. You stayed into
Nah,
December, huh?
I was right there before, so I caught the
Mm,
flight deals and all that. So I was like, I know. See, I go to basketball games and stuff like that, like different events. So I know to get my ticket earlier before the crowds come in, so you can get a better rate. In the airlines and the hotels. If you wait till the last minute, like most people do, you're gonna be paying. And stuff. Everything is more expensive in December too. That's why I tried to before December. I wanted to enjoy the dirty December, but I was like, nah, ain't no point.
got you. So what was the time span between visiting Kenya and visiting Ghana?
Oh, it was like 6 months. I couldn't believe I did that. Like I worked overtime for like 3 months straight, like each time. Luckily, they just started giving us overtime, so I just saved up for like 3 months. And
Mm. So how did you get to Kenya?
how did I get to Kenya? I use this. How did I get to Kenya? I use this app. Oh, see, this was about to blow your mind right here. This about to blow your mind right here.
I'm ready.
So, um, I got to Kenya. I put in my visa on this app called Atlas. Um, my sister had told me about it, and I was like, "Wow, this is the easiest visa I ever signed in my life." But when I got there, fast forward, when I got on the plane, went to Kenya, I was meeting people on the plane. Like I'm meeting, we about to get into that too. So I'm meeting all different types of people. So I didn't know nobody. I put this on everything. I ain't know nobody in this country, but I'm talking to people on the plane, networking, interacting, and I end up meeting this lady who I call my African mom. I sent you a picture of her. She actually works for like some high intelligence people. I don't want to name the name, but yeah, and the guy that was sitting beside me, he owned a farm, and he grow roses. He grow like 50,000 different type like colors of roses. I was like, I only thought it was about 7 different colored roses. I didn't know it was all these different variations. But I met like 3 or 4 different people just right near me, and
Mm.
that's work. I didn't know nobody out there, and the people that I was going to connect to that was out there, they had left Nairobi, Kenya. So they left, and I had came. So you know, I just had to start from scratch. But
So you didn't go through a company. You
no,
just
yeah,
busted one of my numbers and just got your stuff and left.
um, yeah, yeah. It was a
Mm.
bold move, but I was determined to find out what Africa really was. Like, it's different places you can go to. Like Ghana, Accra, Ghana is pretty nice. I went to Cape Coast too. Yeah, I like them both, but um, Africa is nice, but it has its ups and its flaws. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
but I like what they starting to do though, like clean up the cities, have better transportation for people, food processing, So
Got you. Okay, so you went to Kenya first in 2022.
yeah, no,
Okay.
what was it? What? No, 2024. I went
Oh,
in
this is
March.
recently.
I went in March. No, not 2022. I went in March 2022, and Was it 2022? Yeah, because it was about 2 years after the pandemic. But I can't remember the exact dates, but it's been a while. But basically, about 2 years ago, I went to both. One I went in March, and one I went in November. So I went to Africa twice.
In
And
1 year. Okay. So Kenya in the beginning of 2022, Ghana at the end of 2022. Now, when did you buy your land? Was it that first trip you bought land, or did you
I,
buy land?
I bought land the first time, right, in Nairobi, Kenya. But we it was a big,
Hold up. Hold up. I didn't know this.
yeah,
Wait, so you bought land in Kenya before Ghana?
yeah, McQueen County.
Okay. How did that even happen?
I went through this YouTuber and bought some land from him.
So that visit to Kenya was the purchasing land visit.
Yes, it was a land visit also, and we had like a dispute about the land or whatever. So um, the guy, we I guess he didn't do proper business, but yeah, he ended up just giving me my money back, and then I just
Okay.
reinvested my money. So it was like I didn't take no loss. I just reinvested my money into
Ooh,
some.
I'm glad you got your money back. Wow.
Yeah, it took me about a year, but I got it back. I knew I was gonna get it back, but I wasn't gonna be mad if I didn't get it back or not. But I just said, I'm trying to do everything I can to get it back. But I got
What
it back,
was your strategy on getting the money back?
whatever it took. Whatever it took.
Whatever it took.
hmm
Dang, I want to know. Can you? Will you be telling on yourself if you shared it?
No, not really.
Did you have to threaten? What'd you do? Tell me, ATM. Tell me. I'm dying
Yeah,
here.
I had to just talk my talk, really, just talk my talk, and I had to make videos on YouTube and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I ended up taking
Okay.
ended up taking them down though, because I was like, yeah, I don't really want my YouTube to be about nothing like that. I'm trying to motivate, and I don't want people thinking like I'm messy.
Let me tell you, if it wasn't for me exposing, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah,
You have to expose, because one thing I learned, this pride. Ooh, they rather lose their businesses than yield
right,
to you. And I
right,
said, well, if you want to play like that, then this is what we're gonna have to do, right? And so exposing is the way to go, unless you want to do something else, which other people have told me to do, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go down that route. Okay, but yeah, if you want to be civil, right, and not be how can I say uncivilized and getting your money back, exposing and telling the world about what you're going through, it's the way to do it. And they tend to uh how can I say, you got your money back. That's all I'm gonna say.
got
You
my
got to do what
money,
you got to do.
and um, I learned from the situation, but now that I got land in Ghana, I'm like, man, I don't really know if it's too many trustworthy people where you can trust everything they doing, like because it's not. I feel like sometimes you got to do everything yourself, but you need
Oh, you have
trustworthy
to.
people to help your situation. But I'm noticing in Ghana, like it's like really everybody working with each other.
So let's talk about that. How'd you get to that land? What city is this?
This is in Samoa. It's like 30 minutes from Opa. But before I bought the land, they was telling me it's like 15 minutes from the airport. But when we was driving, it felt like an hour and some change. I'm like, hold on, I thought this was right by the airport. So it was about an hour and 15 minutes. I can kind of calculate it in my head because I uh, I remember my phone had died, and for some reason I knew how to get back to the guest house. What they call them down there, they call them guest house. So I went to the guest house, and for some reason I knew how to get back. So I know the land is like an hour and a couple of minutes away from the airport, Accra Airport.
Well, is it so you're in Central Region or Volta Region?
Central.
Okay, so you're
No,
Cape Coast,
central.
like,
No. I'm north of Accra, like going north, not south.
and that so you pass Pam Pram
Oh,
to get to your place.
you know where they doing that new construction at? Well, China
Mm.
Mall. You know where China Mall at?
Oh, okay.
That's where I was staying at, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes from China Mall. But the land is like 45 minutes from China Mall, so it's kind of out there a little bit.
Okay. So you're not on the way to Cape Coast. You're kind of going inward, inland.
Yeah, inland.
Okay, got you. Okay. And how'd you get there? Was it a YouTuber again?
Yeah, YouTuber again. Dang, yeah, the influence.
He said, dang.
Influencers, they got to influence.
Yeah, because one of the questions in my quiz, folks, that it's what triggered it? Was it an influencer? Was it a government campaign? Was it a celebrity? Or was it your
I'm gonna say
inner?
it was a bunch of, because when I had to keep asking myself that question, I'm like, it's a whole bunch of different things combined, like at one time, like yeah.
Yeah, for
Bunch
me, it was definitely, it started with celebrity, Akon. Like,
of,
that's where it started because I didn't hear about the back return campaign.
mhm.
I didn't know. I didn't even know about Ghanaian YouTubers because I wasn't really into YouTube like that. Once Akon said it, and he said what he said, I said what, and that's what started my research. So flat out was celebrity for me,
Okay.
and it sounds like for you other things, but the thing you pointed out was influencer.
I'm gonna say influencers. They telling us you can make this amount of money over in Africa. It's all these business opportunities and stuff like that. But I don't see nobody really prospering off of what they talking about.
Ubi, Ubi.
I feel like you got to come over there and do what you love to do. Like if you're an artist, you need to go over there and sing. You like to paint, go over there and do what you love to do. And I feel like that's how you're gonna do it. Yeah, you can get some people to help you to come up over there, but ain't nobody really making that much money over there to where people are making money. Don't get me wrong, but they're not making that much money to sustain. All the African diasporas over there. You know what I'm saying? We paying for our land, but everybody thought it's for free. But of course, nothing is free. But I thought about actually buying some land in a Sable. See, I didn't know about a Sable till after I bought the land, about a week after. That's what was so crazy. My
Mm-hmm.
algorithm was a little behind, so when I bought the land, I started seeing a Sable pop up in my algorithm. I'm like, dang, I should have waited. And me getting this knowledge, it's a waiting game now. If I buy some land, I'm playing the waiting game. Like I'm gonna
You
just
first, I love that you said algorithm, and I love that you said I should have waited. Because as you know, you've been hanging with me for a cool minute now. Like one of the most consistent stream sponsors. And the top two things when people reach out to me, they're emotionally imbalanced and in a rush. The common denominator of everyone I talk to.
and I was in the rush too. And I'm gonna tell you how I got to Ghana too. So this is even crazier. Like, um, I had like this my first time uh putting in all this information, sending my passport and stuff like that. So when I went and did it online, I didn't know you had to send your passport in. I'm like, man, I ain't finna send my passport and have to wait on them. They might delay my flight. So, but I had put it in not knowing um, you had to mail it in, and I had went and paid for expedited. So I paid like 250, and I
Mm.
didn't end up getting no visa from the government. I had some help. Yeah, I had some help. Shout out to Miss Karen. You probably heard about her. Yeah, she helped me get my visa on arrival to get into Ghana. So
And
Yep.
I do want to go back to when you said prospering, because a lot of people don't talk about this aspect. The people I know that are prospering, their source of income is coming from the States or from England. It's not originating from Ghana,
Right.
right? So their clients who where they're making money from is from the diaspora, not from within. So
Right.
there's people that are prospering, but not because they started in Ghana. It's because they're either getting rental income from the States, right? Or their clients, their customers, they're bringing the outside euro, they're bringing the dollar in, if that
Right.
makes sense. Because even the ones who actually shared it publicly, Jerk Soul, right? So a lot of people are like, I'm leaving America, I'm leaving the States, I'm cutting off everything. And they get there and they realize, oh, this currency is so volatile.
Yeah.
I can't survive off of Ghanaian currency. So
Right.
what did he do? He went back to Texas, opened up a restaurant there so he can continue to have the dollar come in.
So I was gonna send you a picture when I was at Jerk So too. That food was pretty good. Yeah, that food was pretty good.
Yeah, I had that. He made a custom meal for me because it was on a Sunday. They were having like brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm vegan, I'm plant-based, so and he made me a meal. I said, oh, I'm coming back here. So yeah, Jerk Soul, folks, when you go to Ghana, you must go to Jerk Soul, period.
Mm-hmm.
The food is great, the atmosphere is awesome, the view is great, like it's a must. But I love that you brought that up regarding prospering, because you go there if you're entrepreneurial, you want to start a business, and you must understand that your income needs to come from outside of Ghana to you.
Or you already gotta have it. Or you gotta have a lot. Either.
Retirement money. Most people, they're retired. They're living off their retirement money, either from their corporations they work for, or the military, or they have an online, they work remote, but their money is still the euro or the dollar. You guys feel what we're saying? It's not the Ghanaian currency that people are surviving on, right? And I always say, not always, but most of the time when we talk about this,
Mm-hmm.
one sanction away of everyone flying their behinds back home.
Right.
How do I know this? Because I went through a sanction. At the time that my money was with Chase, Chase was sanctioned at one point with Ghana. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't get my money to pay for my land. Then I had another YouTuber. What did he do? He went back to the States because they weren't sending his money, his retirement money. So he had to go back, and he stayed until he got it fixed. I said, one sanction away of everyone returning. Of course, we don't want that to happen. But if you don't hear it on anyone else's channel, you better have your income in place. You better have rental income. We better have a business where the source of what the income is the euro or the dollar, or some currency that's stronger than the Ghanaian GHS.
Right.
Because folks, no, no, you don't. No, you don't go there and thinking that you're gonna just prosper within the currency. You go there with your skill set to create business, but your source of money is coming from the outside.
What you think about? I know this interview about me, but what do you think about people doing business but not doing business with the people of Ghana, like the locals?
They're missing the boat. I think that's the stupid to me.
They
It's
basically
stupid.
doing business with diasporans, but they're not doing business with the locals. You know, they leaving them out. What you think about that?
The ones I know that incorporate the locals with them are the most prosperous ones. Okay. So if you're avoiding the locals, it's just a matter of time. In my opinion, especially if you're new. Now, if you're there, like the Lebanese, they've been there for 100 years. China, they're coming with money. So, they can do some avoidance. But people that are like you and me, simple, we don't have a huge influence. We don't have a lot of money. We're just taking our little 10 grand, right? That we Ubered for and saved up for to just get a little bit of land. Us, ignoring the local community is suicide. Because if you're coming with power and money, that's different. But if you're like me and you, and that don't know no one, oh no, what do you do? That no,
That's right.
You're not making it.
Like, see, the whole time I was basically hanging with a couple of YouTubers, you know, so I had my own time, but like you were saying, you need to stay there for at least 90 days. Oh, you said 66 months.
Yeah.
Months.
Collectively.
I only stayed 2 weeks. When I went to Ghana, I didn't want to come back. When I went to Nairobi, I didn't want to come back. But I was like, I'm not gonna say I had to come back, but that was the best option for me to do.
Question. Did you do a lands commission search before you gave your money?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Where did I come into your life? When did I come into your life?
When did you come into my life? I seen you one day on YouTube. I think you had built a hut or something like that. Or I think interview with somebody. I think it was Daniels. I think that's what. Yeah. And you had did an interview, and after that, I just started watching. That was like in 2021 or 2022, somewhere in there. But
so, did you know about the lands commission search before giving your money?
Yeah, they told me they was gonna do all that.
Okay, did they?
Yeah. It's in writing.
Writing.
But
they took your money, then they did it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, learning. This is for the newbies because my channel is for the newbies. You get your own private surveyor, and you do your own lands commission search, right? Because the person that you're giving your money to, they can make all this paperwork line up, right? So do it privately for the new people. Do it privately and see, because the person selling you land, if their name doesn't populate on that document, don't give your money. What are you gonna say?
So this about to blow your mind too. Like, so I actually met the owner of the land. I'm like the only one. It's another person, but I'm like one of the only ones who bought the land who actually met the owner. So that was pretty big too. I was like, dang, he owned the land, and I think he worked for the Lands Commission. That's why I'm like, this crazy right there. That's why I said it's about to blow your mind because he works for the Land Commission. That's why I'm like, okay, that's what they say. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. That's what they say.
Still, the newbies.
I know.
Get a private one.
Newbie, newbies. Yeah, newbies.
Right. And that's why I wanted to interview you, because this is going to help so many people. You are the reason why my page exists. Like you're part of the Small but Mighty crew, and we've learned from our experiences, and now we want to share it so people won't. Thank goodness. Hopefully it's working out for you. I have one more question that's going to confirm that. Okay. But the people that have not started their journey, that are looking into it and using our channels as, research, folks, do your own private survey and get your lands commission search. That's so right. You can increase your chances or decrease your chances of being taken advantage of. So next question, do you have your registration?
No, I don't.
All right. Where are you in the process regarding that?
I got my indenture. That's it.
Got you. And so have you submitted your indentures to the Lands Commission yet?
I haven't. I got them right here. I could show them to you.
Sure. No. Go ahead and show us what indentures look like. This is good, because a lot of you guys out there, you think your indenture is registration, and it's not. The last, how many people I interviewed? 3, 4 people? I would ask them, oh, do you have your registration? Yeah. I was like, send me a picture. And guess what it was? Indenture. It wasn't registration.
I got like 3 copies of it.
Okay. So can you hold that up one more time, please? That's an indenture, not registration, community. Small but mighty crew. That is an indenture, right? Thank you. Because last time I said, "Oh, send me your registration." They're like, "Yeah, I got it." I was like, "Send it to me. Send me a picture." It was indentures. I said, "No." It's not the same. Do not be lied to, folks.
Right.
Registration and indenture is not the same. You need indentures to submit to the Lands Commission to get registration, right? If your indentures are not correct, you're not getting registration. If the people in your indentures are not the correct owners at the Lands Commission search, you're not getting your registration. Okay. Now, have you built anything yet on your land?
No, I haven't, and um, I actually just smoothed out my land like a week or two ago, because I
Oh,
was thinking
nice.
to start buying materials, because my main thing be everybody keep talking about the prices going up and down. If I just buy little by little, I think it'll be affordable. But I just want to
Mm.
build a small, tiny house, and you might inspire me to build a small little hut, a small hut.
Yeah, especially if you build that house, if they're building, they can stay in the coconut hut while they build.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And I love that you said that, buying little by little, because we don't have to go into debt. Debt culture is not in Ghana, in the motherland. People do things cash, folks. Here
Mm-hmm.
in the States, we get mortgages, we get loans, we put things on our credit cards. No, you just said, I'm going to do this little by little until it gets done. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's the same thing I did. I saved up my money, and that's how I saved up my money to buy the land, and saved up my money to build the walls.
But I'm not gonna lie, I had like some fruit trees out there too. But I had
Ooh.
planted 2 years ago, so they was really kind of tall. But I just cleared the land because it was so bushy. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy some more fruit trees to put on my land so they can grow. They'll grow on their own, but I really want to start building something so I can start taking vacations out there and starting up businesses. That's what I.
This
That's what
is
I
so
hope. That's what I hope to do.
This is exciting. This is so exciting for you. Like, you started this in your 20s. You know how many people are not even thinking, they're thinking about turning up at the
Yeah.
club.
Hey, I was thinking about turning up too, but I was like, I gotta do something else too. I can't just be turning up, spending insane amount of money and for no reason really. It's good to have a nice time, but you ain't gotta have a nice time every day.
And probably what you spent on your land is what people are spending on alcohol in 6 months or a year. Easy.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm trying to motivate people to go to Africa. Like it was big for me, and getting denied from your family and stuff like that. Oh, you crazy? Oh, you want to go to Africa? I'm like, I mean, it's nobody ever did it that I know. Because when people see me,
I'm the
they be like,
first.
Are you the first too
Hmm.
in your family?"
Yeah, Africa was on none of our radars at all.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm crazy, but I definitely think I'm beyond my time because sometimes um, people do things that other people might think something of, but they really doing something that's on the next level.
For sure. Like, we're not crazy. We're considered peculiar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
peculiar people. Like, I'm definitely before my time. I've been before my time from birth. Like people call me an old soul. Like, they're like, Leslie, like, what?
It's
And you're
man,
you're
I be
not
like, what
even.
the old soul look like? Feel like how you know I'm old? I'm really young. People tell me like, man, you look like you about 16, 17. I get that all the time.
Yeah, you are young, and they're not thinking. Most of the people our age, right, in the early 30s. I'm in my early 30s, everyone. Most people,
I
most
knew I
people in their.
I, I knew you was about 32.
Yes, I am. I'm actually closer to 40, but shh.
Oh,
Okay.
I ain't
Um,
gonna tell nobody.
Don't tell no one, please. Okay. But especially 20s and early 30s, no way. So when I started my journey, I was in my early 30s, basically.
Oh, okay.
Let's say that.
Okay.
What before my time, because I know I was before my time because my YouTube page didn't exist. I became what I wanted to see, you know? So people in their late 20s, early 30s, they're not doing this. But
Right.
now they're going to think about it because of you, right? Because of my channel and because of more people that are speaking out. But most people that do this, they are between 45 and 65. They're about to retire or already retired. And that's the bulk of my subscribers. So, yes, we are an anomaly and before our time, sir.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. So, so why are you doing this? What's your why? What's your passion? Like, what's behind it?
I do it for my grandma. Yeah.
So, is your grandma, she's still with you right now?
Mhm. I do it for my grandma, my mom, my aunt, and all my people.
Okay. And is
Yes.
that why you're building now so they can come and visit?
Yeah, I would want my family to go over there with me. Hmm.
Hmm. So it sounds like, I guess let me ask it this way. Why did you decide to buy land in Ghana and why do you plan on developing it?
Um, the area that I went to, it's a nice area. Like you got mountain views, and you know, the other YouTuber, he didn't build his headquarters. I want to build like a 2-story tiny home and a hut. I told you that the hut gonna be inspired by you.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I cannot wait to visit you guys.
it's gonna be called the tiny hut, the tiny but mighty hut.
Tiny, the tiny mighty. I love that. Ooh wee. And I can't wait because this is why I wanted to interview you guys. So when we all get to the point to where things are established, things are built, and now we're either making money or it's a vacation home, whatever, we can look back and say, "Wow, look at the journey."
All right.
Because the journey is where we grow the most and we
Hmm.
become who we are destined to be, because
Right.
without this journey I don't know who I would be right now. Can you talk about that? Like, how do you feel you've changed since you started your journey, going back and forth to the motherland?
It just changed my perspective on how I value things. Like the stuff we got in America, the value is double or triple the value of it, like the money wise. But I'm just looking at opportunity. Like I'm thinking about like, hold on, these people over here making $50 a day. It's something that we can do to boost help them, and we can make money also.
Mm.
That's what changed my perspective. Like man, like you can do a lot. Like imagine if you made $50 a month, how would you budget that in that country? That's what I was thinking. People like, oh, don't spend money on this, on this. I got to get around. You know, when you go to these different countries, money automatically coming out your pockets. You got to pay for phone service. All these different bills. But I'm like, yeah, it's a different perspective. You got to have money to travel. And these YouTubers, they be acting like everything's sweet.
'Cause that's
Yeah, they be making like they be thinking everything's sweet. Like they be
well,
making
it's a persona they have to put forth. Like, it's different for you and me because we're literally uh chronologically filming our journey, so we're capturing the good, bad, and the ugly. But if your brand has to be a certain image to attract, right, to attract a certain person to get their money or whatever, you gotta, everything's great, come, like, plus, if that's your source of income is YouTube, you're
Mhm.
gonna do what you need to do, right? But thank goodness there's people like you, like me, like JR, like other people that are just recording their journeys and telling the truth, right? Not saying that other YouTubers are lying. It's just they have to do things in a certain way, right? We don't, because we decided to vlog our experience. So we don't have to put on, a show.
That's what it is. It's a show. It's a show.
Hey, how much did you pay for the land?
I paid about roughly about 5K, or maybe a little bit less.
5,000. And what's your measurements?
70 by 100.
Okay. Are you by water or anything or a main road?
Um, Somewhat of a main road. It's like a main road, then like a dirt road, and then so we had to make a whole new road. I was gonna send you all that video too.
Mm-hmm.
We had to make a whole new road.
And
It was
you made it.
I helped, but we had to make a whole new road. First, it was on this side, but you know they had some type of so we had to make a whole new road.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought this up because roads and stuff is the government's responsibility.
Mm.
But in Ghana, if you want to get things done, you most likely will have to do it yourself. Because if not, you'll be waiting forever. Forever.
And I had a question
But
for you. Would you
mhm.
would you even buy land in Africa and any other African country, or would you just rather just hold your money in your bank account?
I rather hold my money in my bank account, to be honest.
Okay.
And not because of what I went through, right? I mean, that has a huge impact on it. But who I am now is not who I was at the beginning of my journey, in 2020. Okay. I don't even see money the same, right? I don't see money the same. I don't see land. I don't even see life the same, ATM. And so now I'm not in a rush to give money. I'm not in a rush. I just want to live my life, right? I just want to F3. I call it F3: family, food, and fun.
That's what
That's
I'm talking
Leslie Jones now.
about.
That's it.
Mm.
Ooh, and I was like, dang, did I have to go through all this to get to this point? But I did because I was already programmed to think a certain way about money,
Mm.
right? Leave inheritance for your children's children. And I'm over here working hard to leave money for three
Oh.
generations. And I don't got no kids. What am I doing? What am I
Mm.
doing? And I'm getting to the point to where I won't even biologically, I'm not even gonna be able to have kids. So what am I doing?
About to say, yeah, that's what they say. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they say. So what
live
I need to live my
your
best
life.
life.
Live your best life.
What am I doing? And then and deal with some demons and these people that want to
Right.
steal your money and scam you out your stuff? No.
Tell me about it.
I'm gonna let this money sit in my account and make sure it's there to pay my bills so I can go travel to Bali, so I can go
Mm.
travel to Japan, so I can
Mm.
go travel to Ethiopia, South Africa, so I can travel and live, not run and rush. And this
That's
cycle,
what I'm talking about.
people are gonna look up.
I was trying to get out of the matrix. Now I know. Now I know what they mean by we in the matrix.
And that's
When we
that's
doing the
another
same
thing.
thing over and over, it's the matrix. It's a cycle.
So ATM, is there anything you want to leave the people with?
Uh, Patience. Wait. Keep your money in your bank account. Just wait. Play the waiting game. Uh, if you want to travel to Africa, do it. Don't let nobody stop you. Whatever you want to do, wherever you want to travel, don't let nobody stop you. Keep going, and yeah, live your life.
Okay. And overall, are you happy with your land purchase?
Um, yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm overall happy.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for saying yes when I asked you to join me. And I just want to show you my appreciation because the Small but Mighty crew, we have we've done a lot. We have done a lot, and I especially want to get you on here because you have been such a consistent stream sponsor, and I thank you.
Thank you.
Because this is a community service page, and this is you're giving from your heart, like, and I appreciate that, and I don't take that lightly. And because you out here working like everyone else, and for you to give the way you do, um it's a privilege and an honor, and thank you for that.
Hey, that's why I sent you that photo too. Like my story bigger than just me. That
Mhm.
money that I showed, I gave it to my African mom's auntie. Her house had I think it had burnt down or something like that. So I gave her like 250, 3. $350 US to at least help, well, whatever that could do, you know. So that was really like inspirational.
Love that. Well, ATM, you are part of the small but mighty crew for sure. People go follow his page. He's about motivation, and we're just gonna keep on encouraging each other, right? Each one teach one.
Hey,
Bye.
having me.